Hi everyone, let's understand the concept of decimal numbers and fraction. This is important throughout your class 7, class 8 and class 9. So without understanding these basics, it is difficult to solve the problems. Decimals and fractions. Okay. Numbers like 0.1, 12.23, so 15.031. Numbers like this, how do we convert to fractions? Okay, before that we need to understand like where we can add zeros. Given a number, can we add extra zeros? If that is the case, where can we add extra zeros? Say 0.1, after the point when you have the number, you can have any number of zeros. 12.34. 12.34 is same as 12.34 followed by any number of zeros. I can add any number of zeros. It doesn't matter. 15.031. I can have any number of zeros. Not an issue. See, this is one type of writing. Okay? Where do you add zeros? So similarly, you have already 0.1. You already have 0.1. So even to the 0.1, you can write any number of zeros. Here also you can write any number of zeros. You can also any number of write zeros. So after the point, say suppose you have 15.031. So if you write like 0015, it is 15 only. Right? 1000, like when you have a number 1, it is like 1.0. If you have a number 12, it is nothing but 12.0. When you have a number 12, it is nothing but 12.0. Okay? So, like before 12, you can have any number of zeros. After the point, so when you have a 0, or if you have a number, you can add any number of zeros. So this should be in your mind. This should be in your mind. Because while shifting the point, it is important. While shifting the point, it is important. So let's see, I will write one more time. Say 0.1 can be written as 00000, any number of zeros. 0.1, after that also you can write any number of zeros. It is essentially 0.1. It's essentially 0.1. But 0.01, the question is that, see, there is a number, there is an integer, that is 1, there is 1. So can we write any number of zeros here? No, the meaning changes. 0.1 is different from 0.01. 0.1 is different from 0.01. 0.01 is not equal to or different from 0.001. Both are different. But the thing is that, suppose if you want to add zeros, you can add zeros here. If you want zeros, you can add zeros here. So these are the extra zeros for your understanding or to solve some problems. But after the point, so when you have a point here, so you cannot just simply add zeros here. These are two different numbers. 0.1, 0.01, 0.001 are three different decimal numbers. Okay? But for the sake of zeros, you can add zeros like this. But these are three different numbers. Are you getting my point? So let me write few more examples like this. Say 15.013, 15.0013. Both are different. 15.013, 15.0013. But if you want, you can add extra zeros. After the 3, you can add extra zeros. So before 1 also you can add extra zeros. It doesn't matter. When I say number, when I say a particular number, say 12, it is nothing but 12.0. When we say 255, it is nothing but 255.0. Or sometimes they write 255.00. 255. So you have to be conscious, like where is the point? You have to be conscious like where is the point, where is the point, here is the point. After the point you can write any number of zeros. That's the fundamental thing, that's the fundamental thing. So to summarize this, so 0.1 is not equal to 0.001, which is not equal to 0.0001. You have to be conscious, where is the number, where is the point, where is the number, where is the point. So without understanding this, you cannot convert a decimal number to a fraction, decimal number to a fraction. So now let us see how can we write 0.1 can be written as, so what is 0.1 is basically 1 over 10. 0.1 is 1 over 10. If you divide 10, if you divide 1 by 10, what you get? So you cannot divide, so I will add 0 point, it will become 10, then 1, 10 ones are 10, 10 0. So if you divide 1 by 10 or 1 over 10, what you essentially get is 0.1. Similarly, what happens if you divide 100, if you divide 1 by 100, if you divide 1 by 100, what happens? You cannot, 0.0, so still it is 10, you cannot divide by 100, you will add one more 0, it will become 100, now you will divide, now 100 ones are 100, correct, it is 001. So the results are 0.1 is equal to 1 by 10, okay, let me write the other way, let me write the other way, 1 by 10 is equal to 0.1, 1 by 100 is equal to 0.01, 1 by 1000 is equal to 0.001. Similarly, 1 by 4 zeros is nothing but 0.00. Got it? 0.0001. And now let us see how. So now we know that. But is there any correlation or any relationship between number of zeros in the denominator and number of zeros just preceding 2? Number of zeros here between the point and the 1. Suppose if you have like 1 zeros, you will not have any zeros here. If you have 2 zeros, you will have 1 0. If you have 3 zeros, you will have, if you have 3 zeros, you will have 2 zeros. If you have 4 zeros, you will have 3 zeros here. Otherwise, I can tell in another form. So 0.1. So when you have 0.1, which can also be written as 1 by 10, which is nothing but 1 over 10 power 1. So the power is 1. So when we don't have anything, we can just say power is 1. When we write 2, it is nothing but 2 power 1. When we write 54, it is nothing but 54 power 1. If there is a different power, we indicate. Like if there is a different power, we clearly write 2. But when there is no power, when it is just a number 2, it is nothing but 2 power 1. Okay? That means that when we have just 10, it is 10 power 1. So 1 over 10 power 1 can be written as 10 power minus 1. 1 by 10 or 1 over 10 can be written as 10 power minus 1. So this is the convention. In general, 1 over a power m can be written as a power minus m. Or if you have a power minus m, it can be written as 1 over a power m. So let me give some examples for this. So what we are trying to say, 0.1 is nothing but 10 power minus 1. 0.1 is nothing but 10 power minus 1. Similarly, 0.01 is 1 by 100. 0.01 is 1 by 100. That is 1 by 100 is 10 square. 1 by 100 is 10 square. 1 by 100 is 10 square. So this is 10 power minus 2. So if you convert 1 over 10 power 2, it is 10 power minus 2. If you shift the denominator to the numerator, the power, the positive power becomes the negative power. The positive power becomes the negative power if you shift the denominator to the numerator. Similarly, 0.001 is nothing but 1 by 1000. that is 10 power 3, that is 10 power 3. So what happens to the 10 power 3? 10 power minus 3, 10 power minus 3. So here what you have is here, closely observe. So there is a positive power here. When you shift to the numerator, the entire number, it will get a negative power. It will get a negative power. So in general, I can write 1 by a power m. Say a can be an integer, any integer, and m is the power. It will become a power minus m. A power minus m. So that's what it is happening. Say 1 by 15 square, which is equal to 15 power minus 2. Here it is a base, here it is a power. Base remains same, only the change in the power. Only the change in the power. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? So please closely observe, pause the video, closely observe. So you go back to the previous slide and then see. So we just started from simple numbers like 0.1, 0.001, like that. So we took simple examples like what is 1 by 10, 1 by 10 is 0.1, 1 by 100 is 0.001, 1 by 1000 is 0.001, 0.301. Then if you have 4 zeros, you will have 3 zeros. So how it is that 0.1 is like 10 power minus 1, 0.01 is nothing but 1 by 100. So then it is 10 square, then 10 power minus 2. If you have 0.201, if you have 0.201 here, then it is 1 by 1000. 1 over 1000 means like you have 3 zeros here. You have 3 zeros means 10 power 3, then 10 power minus 3. So how it is 10 power 3? How it is 10 power 3? How we are getting 1000? 10 into 10 into 10. 10 power 3 means 10 into 10 into 10. 10 power 2 means 10 into 10. 10 power 1 is just 10. Are you getting the point? So this is important to know. So because when in the class 9, where you have a lot of powers which involves in negative power, like gravitational constant, say 10 power minus 9, 10 power minus 11, nanometers. So where you will have a lot of powers with negative power or positive powers, so you should be comfortable enough to solve such problems, right? So now let's just see like the continued part. We just said, say 1 by 100, let me take 1 by 100. 1 by 100 is 10 square. 1 by 100 is 10 square, which is nothing but 10 power minus 2. So far we are good. 1 by 100 is 10 square. So 100 means like 10 into 10. 100 means 10 into 10. 100 means 10 into 10. So when it is 10 into 10, it is 10 into 10. Okay. Or let me try another way. 10 into 10 into 10. So what is 10 into 10 into 10? It is 1000. So when we have 1000, it is 10 power 3. So we have to just count the number of zeros here. 1, 2, 3. Number of zeros are 3. So we have to write 3. 1 over 10 power 3. 1 over 10 power 3 can be written as 10 power minus 3. 10 power minus 3. So now take a number. So my number is say 1. My number is 1.000. That means 1. 1.00 means 1 only. So this is essentially 1. This is essentially 1 only. 1.0 means 1. It is just 1.0. You have to just see, okay, how many numbers which are non-zero numbers. Non-zero numbers are there. 1.0, which is nothing but 1. So what I have written here is 1. What I have written is 1. So how do you write 10 power minus 3 from 1? So what you have to do, so you have to carefully shift. You have to carefully shift the number of zeros. You have to carefully shift the point. You have to carefully shift the point. What is carefully shifting the point? Suppose if you want to write 10 power minus 3. If you want to write 10 power minus 3. If it is in negative power, you have to shift the power. You have to shift the power backwards. Sorry, let me come again. You have to shift the point backwards. What do you mean by backwards? Please slowly observe. What do you mean by backwards? Because next point I will introduce the frontwards as well. Like what do you mean by backwards? Here is your point. Here is your point. You have to come 3 steps backwards. Like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So where we have come? So we have come here. We have come at this point. We have come at this point. So now if I want to write point, my point, original point has come not here, not here, not here, but here. Because I wanted to write 10 power minus 3. I wanted to write 10 power minus 3. What I have done? To write 10 power minus 3, I have shifted the point backwards. Now my point is here. Now my number becomes, say, 0.001. 0.001. Number becomes 0.001. To this, you can add any number of zeros. This is the number. If you want, you can add any number of zeros. So what I just told is that, if you have a number, say 1.0, if you want to write 10 power minus 3, you just write some zeros and then shift the point backwards 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Now it becomes point. Your point is here, 0.001. Getting it? 10 power 3 is minus. So what is 10 power minus 1? Similarly, 10 power minus 1 is 0.1. How did we get 0.1? So you have 1.0. If you shift this point backwards, what you get is here. You have to put the point here now. It will become 0.1 because the point is here. So again you have 1.0. You have to shift. Like say suppose if you want to write 10 power minus 2, you have to shift point 2 times. That means we are just assuming that there are 2 zeros behind, some zeros behind. You have to just come here 1, 2. It will become, so now the point is here. Carefully observe. Now the point is here. Because we came 2 steps, 1 step, 2 step. Here also 1 step, 2 step, 3 step. We came 3 steps backwards. Now it is 0.01. The point is here, 0.01. Now the point is not here. It is here. After 2 steps backwards. Getting it? So 10 power minus 4. 10 power minus 4. How do you write 10 power minus 4? You will have 1. So you have to like assume that. So there are some zeros here. Some zeros. Like you have 1.0. What you have to do? You have to carefully shift. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the point is here. Now the location of the point is here. So number becomes, like you have to start from 0.1, 2, 3, 4. 3 zeros, 1. 0.301. 10 power minus 4. So it is important to understand this, because in the class when we say 10 power minus 2, 10 power minus 3, like you are failing or you are unable to convert to a like proper decimal number. You are unable to convert to a fraction. We have been telling this so many times, but since you are not getting it, I am making a separate video. You have to carefully go through this video and then try to understand. That's the end concept. Are you getting it? So in general, if you have a number say 10 power minus 5, what you have to do? After the point, you have to write 4 zeros and 1. 10 power minus 3, you have to write 0 point, then write 2 zeros and 1. You are getting it? So 10 power minus 5, 10 power minus 6. First you write 0 point, then if it is 6, you write 5 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1. It is like that. So you just go through these concepts. Please rewind the video and then see, are you able to understand it, or not. Pause if you want, and then try to get it, because it is important to know what are the difference between these things. Okay, yeah, thank you.